Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I just want to come to you and give you a couple of tips on going natural, because if you don't know, I transitioned for 18 months and then I big chop. But actually it was more like 17 months, 2 weeks, 5 days, something like that. But who's counting, right? Okay, so yeah, I transitioned for 18 months and then I big chopped. I've recently got this sewing because my best friend got married and we had to have our hair a certain way. So I went and got this sewing and I'm actually liking it. But I swear that's not a day that I don't think about my natural hair. Like, I miss my hair so much. But for what I paid for this, you'll be seeing this for a few videos. But anywho, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about transitioning. First off, I want to say going natural. First of all, there's two ways you can do it. You can big chop or you can transition, which is what I did. So with that being said, let's get into the tips. Okay, first tip, be determined. You can say, I'm going to be natural, but if you don't really put your mind to it and have this goal, you're probably going to slap a relaxer in your hair and not even think twice about it. So be determined. When I decided to transition, it wasn't even like a real goal. Like, I was just like, it's December, this is gonna be my last relaxer, I'm not gonna get perms anymore. But I wasn't really determined, so if I was to relax it, I wouldn't have probably even cared. But as my hair started growing out, I'm like, oh my god, I can really do this. So I was like, yeah. Around February, I decided, okay, I'm really going to transition, I'm going to be natural. So yes, be tip number 2, stop getting relaxers. It's common sense. Stop getting relaxers, stop getting chemicals, let your hair grow out. Once you stop getting relaxers, that's almost, that should have been tip number 1, but it's tip number 2. So yeah, stop getting relaxers. It doesn't get any, I don't need to go into details with that. So 2, that's tip number 3, protective styling. Yes, growing out your hair can be very frustrating. You're not going to want to deal with 2 textures. Your hair is growing out, you're like, what is going on? It's snappy, but really it's not. You just have to know how to deal with it. So you're probably not going to want to deal with it the first couple of months, because for me they were really rough, so I can understand. I'll leave the link down below of how I styled my hair while I transitioned. I did Senegalese twist, I did Bantu knots, flat twist styles, crochet. Like, I did a lot of protective styling. The first 5 months of transitioning, I actually had a sew in the first 5 months. The first 5 months was when I actually wore like the twist, the Senegalese and my sew-ins. But like the rest of the way up until now, which I already big chop, but this don't really count, but up until then, I protect the style with my hair. Like, I did flat twist styles and perm rod sets, stuff like that. Tip number 3. All right, deep condition. If you don't deep condition your hair, you're probably going to hate it, because deep conditioning, it just keeps the moisture in, and it makes your hair a lot manageable. If you don't deep condition your hair is probably going to feel dry and brittle, and it's probably going to break off. So deep condition. But I used to deep condition for my whole transitioning, and still up to now, is the Mega Growth deep conditioner. I mix it with olive oil, works wonders. It's like heaven in my hair. Like, it's awesome. So that's what I use to deep condition. Tip number 4. Tip number 5. Tip number 5. Finger detangling. While you are transitioning, it is very important to finger detangle. I didn't realize how important it was till about my ninth or 10th month until my transition, because even when you're using a wide tooth comb, it's easy, but when you finger detangle, you can actually feel those knots in your head. It's easier, you know, you can pull it apart more easier than versus a comb. And when you are using a wide tooth comb, you want to make sure you're starting from the ends and working your way up that way. So, yes, finger detangle. These are, use them. It's not going to hurt you. Use your fingers. I can't tell you how important that is. Okay, use your fingers. Tip number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tip number 6, no heat. Yes, you're transitioning. You want to, you know, blend your textures, but using heat is not the way to go. That's the quickest way to get heat damage, and you don't want to do that. Um, I used heat, I want to say about twice. The first time I actually flat ironed my hair was December. I got my last relaxer December 2014. I flat ironed it for the first time, well, professionally anyway, December 2015. And honestly, I don't even think I flat ironed it myself between then. And the only reason why we got a flat iron is because I got my ends trimmed. I got it trimmed in December 2015, and I got my hair flat iron. But that was the only time I used heat. Now sometimes I'll blow my hair out with a blow dry, but on cool settings, and I always use a heat protector even when using cool. Sometimes I might use medium, just depending on the look I'm trying to go for. So but heat once a week, twice a week, no, you're gonna get heat damage. Don't do it. It's not healthy for your hair, and it's kind of defeating the purpose of transitioning. If you're gonna go natural and you're gonna transition, you don't want to use heat because you're going to have heat damage. And it's like, okay, well, I thought my hair was supposed to be healthy. Well, it's not going to be healthy if you're continuing to use heat. So all right, no tip heat. Number 7, I guess this go along the line of deep conditioning, but moisturize your hair. Moisture, like water. Water. You don't even have to have products. Water and an oil to seal it. Moisturize your hair. That's all you need. And actually, when I'm moisturizing my hair, I use the lock method, which is liquid or leave-in, oil, and cream. And me, I didn't spend lots of money on products. I really didn't even try that many. But I think since I've been chopped, I might I'll be probably buying a bunch of more products. I just hope I don't become a product junkie, because yeah, we don't want to do that. But anyway,
let me just stop right quick because this is so random, but let me just tell y'all, this was supposed to be a makeup tutorial, and I hated it. I did not. Like, this is supposed to be a makeup tutorial, and I basically wiped all the makeup off my face because I didn't really like it. It looked so cakey, and I don't know what happened. It just looked so cakey, and I didn't like it. I just kept my brows and my eyeshadow and my lipstick, but yeah.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. Moisturized hair. Yeah, I use the lock method, and for the most part, I don't really use a leave-in because I use water. Like, water is my leave-in. And I have an oil dispenser, and I think I have coconut oil, Jamaican black castor oil, and olive oil in it. I have an oil dispenser. It has a bunch of oils, and I use that, and I put it on my damp hair over the liquid or the leave-in, and I seal it with I use the Cantu leave-in conditioner as a cream, only because it's thick. Like, you can use it as a cream or leave-in conditioner, and that's mostly how I moisturize my hair, especially when I get ready to style it. I always moisturize it and then I style it. Tip number 8, trim your hair. Like I was saying earlier, I only got my hair trimmed once while I was transitioning. I think maybe once or twice while I was transitioning. But you always want to make sure you're trimming your ends. Just like if you were relaxed, you would trim your ends to keep your hair healthy. It's the same thing as if you're transitioning, especially since you want to gradually cut off those relaxed ends so that you can be fully natural. All right, tip number 9. Cover your hair at night. Like, protect your hair at night. I can't stress how important it is to sleep with a bonnet on, a silk scarf, or even if you don't want to put nothing on your head, just have a satin pillowcase. I actually want to invest in one of those because I just want one. Like I get tired of having. Sometimes I can't even find my bonnet, but I tell you, I don't go to sleep until I do. That's how serious it is. Like I do not go to sleep without my bonnet on. I practically have my bonnet on all day, but I take it off sometimes so I can let my hair breathe. But I don't go to sleep without my bonnet. Don't do it. Cotton dries your hair out. Break it off. It is no good. And tip number 10. All right. Have someone to do it with. It will be so much more motivating and fun if you had somebody to either transition with you or big chop with you. Y'all could experiment with different things. Y'all can do each other's hair. Y'all can just talk about it. Y'all can enjoy this journey together. It'll make it a lot more fun. I personally didn't have nobody to transition with, but there are plenty of people that I work with. They're natural, and I swear that's all we talk about at work is natural hair. Like we just have this hair bond relationship. Like it is so awesome. And like since I've big chopped, everybody's just like, oh, you did, it's just so much love in the natural hair community. So if you want to transition or either big chop, have somebody to do it with, a friend, a cousin, a family member, sister, anybody. It'll make it a lot easier and a lot less stressful, I should say. You won't go back to relax. It's like you can motivate each other a little more. Yeah, guys, and that's it for my 10 tips, and I hope you enjoy. So let's do a little recap. You just want to be determined. Tip number 1. Tip number 2, stop getting relaxers. Tip number 3, protective styling. Tip number 4, you want to deep condition. Tip number 5, finger detangle. Like spirit fingers. Spirit fingers. Finger detangle. Tip number 6, no heat. Tip number 7, moisturize your hair. Tip number 8, get your ends trimmed. Tip number 9, cover up your hair at night. Get you a silk bonnet, a satin pillowcase, something. And tip number 10, have somebody to do it with. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching.